Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Farmher Files with your hosts,
Abby
and Maria. Do you want to start again? Keeping it.
Just fucking leave it in. Like,
so over
you know
it.
when you go so tired that you go delusional?
I
think that's what's
make Abby
happened.
that anxious she has to take calming pills.
To be fair, that's every day at the minute. It's not just Maria. So I took a tablet and now we are falling asleep.
I mean, I'm not. I'm well awake.
Do you want one of the tablets?
I've got to drive back 2 hours.
True.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Are we getting Mackey's on the way back?
Of course, we need that usual ordering.
Literally. We end up flying back to Mackey's. Like, we spoke
did.
about it in the podcast. I was like, we need a Mackey's.
We need it. I dropped that hint on purpose.
Anyway, should we start off with the sponsor of this week's episode?
Yeah, so today's sponsor is Country Stitches Somerset.
Now, Country Stitches I've actually worked with for a little while now. They have incredible clothing, mugs, tumblers, you name it, they pretty much have it, anything like custom. So Rachel actually creates all these pieces herself. So I've had a couple things that are valet related from her, both a tumbler for me and Ottie, and she actually created a dress for Ottie that have valets on it.
Oh, how adorable. Her stuff is gorgeous. Like the designs, it's right up my street when it comes to child's clothing.
It's the cutest prints as well, and you can just customise it all, and it's so cute.
And any requests you have as well, she's pretty happy to fulfil, isn't she?
Yes, and when I gave it to Ossie, I actually did a little video when Ossie opened it, and she was there naming all the sheep. She was like, there's Lotus, there's Big Boy, because she knows the name of some of the sheep. And it was just the sweetest thing.
That is adorable.
And we had, was it 60th Young Farmers Anniversary thing
Yep.
for our club? And she wore it in the day.
Oh,
They
how
took
gorgeous.
her and she had her little valet dress on, so she's like a proper little farmer. And it looked so sweet. I did send Rachel the images,
amazing.
and it was just so sweet.
I really do love the designs and the time and effort you can see that gets put into her work.
And like, I think you need those, like, I'm talking about like I've had a kid. I've not had a kid, but I think kids need those staple things for like their birthdays, and you can see them grow up
Yes.
in it. And it's just so sweet seeing them in it.
I love it. I've actually got an order on the way from her.
What have you got? I need to know.
Well, it's a mystery. I'm going to let you know later on.
Oh, okay. I can't
It's
wait.
really exciting.
Is it for Harriet or Samuel or both?
both? We went for both.
I can't wait to see
It's
this.
really cute. Really, really cute.
Anyway, right. This week's episode, we're actually going to talk about something. We've actually got a topic for this week, basically.
Yeah,
I think that's actually going to be a
Upped
change.
it from last week.
We get a few messages, don't we?
Yeah, I've helped over 80 people do this individually.
80?
Yeah,
How do you
and
keep
counting.
count?
Rough numbers,
Oh, okay.
but not like it's more than 80. I can't tell you how many more, but it's around there.
Well, I get this message anyway, and I just don't feel like I'm able to help people.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a conversation about it.
So how would we get into agriculture if we didn't have any roots and we were starting again?
Now,
Like, no background, nothing.
like I said, I don't feel I'm fully experienced in this, but I feel we can have a chat about it anyway.
Exactly. And you can ask the questions if you don't feel ready to answer them.
Exactly.
So it worked really well.
What's your first bit of advice that you give anyone?
Depending on your age, college,
Yeah?
agricultural college, they will teach you so much more than you'll get taught on just one farm because of the range of teachers and the people that you'll meet with in the college. Now, that might not be viable for someone who's over college age or doesn't have enough. I don't know if everywhere does UCAS points, whether you have enough of them to go again or whether your funding's run out, who knows. But college would be my go-to, or an agriculture university. One, you get to connect and make those connections that are so important. You network with
Also,
everyone.
I do believe in the whole sometimes, this is only sometimes, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely. I think that is all the time, really, with whatever you do. Yeah, so I really, really, really loved college. My friend didn't have the same experience. She didn't love it. But then I was very practically minded, like we talked on the last episode. I learned through doing. And that is very much what agriculture agricultural college is like. Now, I did a land-based agricultural diploma.
So you did agriculture and then you did the
Veterinary nursing. Yeah, so I did a year of college after school and then went into it. I loved it. Mine was a full-time course, so it was 3 days a week, I think it was, in college. And you'd go in and you'd learn about ploughing, or you'd learn about potato harvest or livestock, medicines. Like, it really varied. It's literally surrounds the whole part of college. We did ploughing matches. I showed cattle through it, and that got me into the showing, which I absolutely loved. And it really does give you an array of different options going forward. So, like, you could then go from a college and do livestock nutrition and work for a feed merchant, or you could go into agronomy and work for an agronomist company. Like, anything. You go on a farm or specialize in certain little features. It helped me in getting into veterinary nursing.
And also, I don't know whether this is for everyone, but quite often they have accommodation with the colleges that do agriculture, for the land-based colleges, which also you get quite a lot out of because the amount of people you meet during that time.
If it wasn't for the farm at home, I would have 100% boarded. Like, I adored every second of college. Like, I really thrived.
What college would you have picked? Well, I know you probably
if I could go again, I would go back to Duchy College. I went to Stoke Climsland, Duchy College. However, a lot of people have had different experiences to what I have. The teachers I had at the time were phenomenal. They had been there for many, many years. But I think they've all changed over now. So obviously you're going to get a different experience with different teachers. They don't have as many things on offer now, I don't believe. I could be wrong. I did like a trip to France, and you got to see a finishing unit, which was stunning. Like, the animals were the biggest, boldest creatures I've ever seen.
And you don't always get that opportunity if you
went to a completely herbal dairy farm. When I say herbal, I'm using the wrong word. Like, they used herbal remedies for everything. There was no medicine. It was organic, and they just had loads of different ways of dealing with it. They had like certain rocks they would bring in to
really
help with the cattle health, and like fields they'd change them to. It was really interesting. We then went to one place that had like a brand new silage grab, and it was like a robotic arm that like went across the ceiling with a man in it, like a crane, and it picked up the silage and took it right out to the cattle. Really, really interesting. Another way to get in is travel abroad and go to an agricultural unit and pick up everything you can.
Also, Australia, they're always looking for workers, like, especially tractor drivers and what have you. Milking, anything like that.
Completely.
They're happy to teach as well out there. I do think that's a little bit more limited in this country.
You can go down with the college side of agriculture is you can do a workplace, like more involved workplace. You could do an apprenticeship. And that only involves coming into college. I think it's once a week potentially, or once every 2 weeks.
It's not much. I think it's once a week, but you finish a lot earlier than the rest of the people.
So it's literally, you've got like the smallest amount of coursework. You can do it level 1, 2, 3 for both courses, and it really depends on your like academic level and which level you go into. It doesn't matter how much you know about agriculture to get into it. So you could know absolutely nothing, go straight into level 3, or you could know absolutely everything and be put straight into level 1.
It just depends on what your GCSEs were, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it depends on. So there really is no excuse to not get into agriculture at college, depending on what your grades are.
I also think, do you know what? I actually saw an advert that I was going to share, but I didn't, because I actually didn't know the person, so I thought it would be very random of me. But there are starting to become more adverts on Facebook saying no experience needed, which I think is fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you've got a passion and a drive to go into agriculture and you go for the interview or what have you, they can see that.
Yeah.
And they are willing to teach. And those people that say no experience needed are the people that can teach.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't be offering that service.
What I should also mention is with apprenticeships, you tend to get paid very minimum wage, but you get paid. With I forgot the actual word for it, but with the more academic route of going in full time with it, you don't have to get paid. Like, they don't have to pay you, and that's fine, because learning about agriculture isn't that common, in a sense that there aren't many placements, there aren't many farms that have the right insurance or the time to teach someone. So the value that you'll get from learning those things is uncomparable.
And you're not guaranteed a job after But
No.
you are, because you've got the knowledge on the farm and you understand it.
Yeah, if you really make yourself a really decent part of the crew, I can't see that they wouldn't take you on after, depending on their finances.
And like I said, it's your knowledge and how you fit into that farm. But you sort of do get offered the apprenticeship in the hope that you will get the knowledge and can stay on the farm for as long as it takes.
Now, saying someone can't go into college or they're past the age, whatever it may be, they don't have that option. My other route would be approaching a dairy farmer or a sheep farmer during lambing.
Yes.
So dairy farms have a lot of work. Hats off to the dairy boys and gals out there. They do a phenomenal job. And because there's a lot of work, they do need the help. And they get
sometimes that is just milking one afternoon a week.
Yeah.
You don't need to have like all day free every day.
Yeah.
You could just do one afternoon milking on a Sunday.
Yeah. And because of my OCD again, I did a lot of milking. I only just stopped after I qualified as a veterinary nurse because I didn't have the time to do it. I was working almost every day, every week, and I couldn't get to milking on time, so I couldn't do it anymore. It is the sort of thing you can do as like a Saturday job, and you don't need the experience. And with my OCD, I found that I wasn't confident enough to start the parlour on my own without checking with someone first. And that went on for a few months, like before I was fully ready to be left on my own reins.
But I think that's the good thing about milking. You've always got someone with you if you're in a parlour big enough.
Yeah.
And that is most times.
I found that they really helped me because they printed out a sheet of all the things I needed to do. So I would like tick them off with a marker as I went.
List.
And that really reassured me. So anyone that doesn't know with OCD, it literally is like you need the reassurance.
Yeah.
So you've got the disorder, the compulsion, and the compulsion is the fact that you need that reassurance. So that really helped me, and that made me feel brave enough to go and do it on my own. But I went into milking having only milked at college.
Oh, so that was quite a big step then.
Yeah, so I had only milked at college with another student with me and the teacher. He was actually the farm manager.
Yeah.
So I had a really good time, absolutely loved it. And I thought I want to get into this more. It's a way I can make money on the sideline of farming at home. And I went in and I worked on a small farm that was just next door to me. Really, really enjoyed it there. And then I got the opportunity to come up to go and work on a 1,000 cow unit. On a 70-point rotary parlour. I loved it. Where I came from originally, I was milking with one person, being myself, like milking solo on my own, not talking to anyone the whole time, trying to escape Frisian bulls all the time. Don't bring me on to Frisian bulls. And then I went to this 70-point rotary, which had like 6 people at least working each time.
Oh, that's quite nice to get socialising.
Yeah, like at 11 o'clock at night, you were like buzzing, you were talking to everyone, you were dancing and singing, living your best life. And then when it came to like finishing up, it was still the same vibe. You tend to talk like 10 minutes after. It was great. I loved it. So milking is a way that I'd really encourage people to get in, go to the big farms, even the small ones.
Like I said, a lot of people do actually need cover on the weekend.
Yeah.
And that's
or if they're going on holiday and stuff like that. Obviously, you'll need to learn before that. But you'll be surprised at how many farmers will take you up on, actually, I do need to train someone to milk so I can have some time off here and there.
And admittedly, it might be something that you don't enjoy to begin with, but that could progress onto further work.
Yeah, so it's likely that they may turn around and be like, oh, you've been really good at milking. You know the cattle really well. You're really good around them. You're calm and the cattle respond really well to you. Can you come and help us with the TB test? Then you help with the TB test. You're absolutely great at that, or you're learning on the job with that as well. And then that could progress on to, oh, can you help us sort out the cattle? Can you help us with the vet visit we've got coming up, or the C-section, or whatever it may be? And then you could turn around and be like, hey, I'm really enjoying the cattle work. Do you reckon I could come here more often and do like some tractor work for you or something?
And pay rises, or even other promotions in different farms.
Yeah.
Relief milking.
Yeah. As soon as you've got your foot in the door with agriculture, it's very easy to work your way to where you want to be.
I'd also like to add, young farmers is a great way to connect with other people because they also have contacts of jobs becoming available.
Yeah.
And I know I've actually been speaking to my dad this week because he's been a little bit short-staffed. And people that I've known through young farmers, he's like, can you get me such and such his number? So people I knew how many years ago back still in Somerset, they've still got connections because of that. And we remember the connections.
Yeah.
Saying, can you get such and such's number? Because I'd like to offer them a job.
Yeah.
So it's also a great way for you to get into other jobs.
Yeah, and really network with others, isn't it? And Young Farmers doesn't just offer a sense of networking. It also teaches you life lessons. So I mentioned in the last episode, I do a lot of public speaking and doing stuff like that. And that's because of Young Farmers. I did speaking competitions from a young age with that.
Didn't you win something at Southwest Area?
I've done a few bits with Southwest Area over the years. Did Call My Bluff. We did quite well with that. After dinner speaking, I've done a few. I really enjoy the speaking competitions.
Opposites. Okay, we always say we're the same person, completely opposites on that.
Carry each other in a different way. So it gives you confidence in public speaking. You could do pantomimes with them, and like you can try your career at acting, or you could they do fencing competitions, as in fencing like as in hedges, not as in battling each other.
Yeah, I can see that really at Young Farmers.
There might be, who knows. They do all sorts of competitions. There's running competitions. You've got you can put your feet in beans and pick out items. Yeah, there are some odd things that go on, but it's hell of a laugh. You can see who nails in wood puts a nail in wood the fastest with the least amount of strikes. There's cake baking competitions, cookery competitions,
floristry
competitions. Yeah,
I actually got to nationals with that, then I didn't end up finding the details, so I didn't go.
I found out I'm actually really, really, really good at stock judging. Don't mean to make my head big there.
That's a good one to get into as well.
Yeah.
That gives a lot of opportunities.
I got to a point where I was winning quite a few of the competitions I was going into at my level, which before I left I was intermediate, I believe. And I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. And I really got a kick out of doing it. But with that, I brought that home and I was like, I know which stock I'm picking out for breeding and which ones are going to fat. I felt confident.
I've got a family friend called Macy. She's 13 years old. Might have seen her on my socials. And she is incredible at stock judging.
Yeah.
So she actually, I think she won at Devon County. Actually, I saw you at Devon County when Macy was showing her sheep.
You did, yes.
And I was like, I've got to go. And so anyway, she won at Devon County. And then she went on to go to Yorkshire Show for the Nationals. And she came joint third, I believe,
amazing.
At 13 years old.
That's incredible.
On dairy stock judging and not from a dairy background.
Do you know what I did once at one of the stock judging competitions? And I don't regret it. There was this one girl who had never judged ewes before. Now, she was incredible at dairy and everything else. And she was like, I've never done this before. And I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to help her out. Like, she's bloody good at this. Why shouldn't I give her a leg up?
I can see where this is going.
I gave her that much help with it. I basically gave her my whole script that I was about to blabble to the judge. I was in after her and she took first place in ewes. And the judge came up to me after and went, you done that. I actually applauded her.
Oh, good for you.
The fact that she took what I had said and actually made it into a viable script and took the bits that she wanted from it and scrapped the bits she didn't.
Yeah.
I thought, hey,
she's probably out there winning all the stock judging competitions.
I mean,
now.
If she is, I applaud her. Absolutely applaud her.
But yeah, it's a good way to get into knowing good stock without having the knowledge on stock or having to keep the stock, or you can just point out good things.
I should also mention at the start of stock judging, I never placed. I went years in the junior section, never placed once. I continued and I ended up top of my game. Yeah, there was a point where I was like, hold on, I know exactly what I'm doing now. Like, I don't need help from a booklet or anything like that. Like, I can do this on my own now. And I just understood it all of a sudden.
Really?
I think that's with most of agriculture, though. You keep going until you understand fully. And then it will just click.
But what would you do for somebody that is, I'd say then over 30 or 40 potentially, that can't go to college, can't do Young Farmers? What would you advise for them?
Yes, so Young Farmers stops at 28 now, is it? Or
believe,
they lowered it back down to 26?
I think it's 28.
It went to 28 because of lockdown, didn't it?
Yeah.
So for anyone over that age range, I would really recommend putting an advert on Facebook.
Is there a...
There's Farmers Free Ads.
Yeah.
There's also a group chat called Farmers Wives UK. Obviously, you've got to be a woman to be in there. It's a very safe place
just to clarify.
Women in agriculture to talk about how they feel and just put advice out there in groups or whatever. You've also got Livestock UK and things like that. And I would just put an advert up saying, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm such and such years old. I've got this license, that license, or maybe I don't have a license. Very appealing if you do have a car license, though.
That's quite necessary.
That is, yeah, it is
in farming.
very
You've got to get
necessary.
there.
Yeah, they don't have time to go and pick you up or wait for you on the bus stop. Because
farmers aren't on the bus stop.
What if they're starting silage that day, or what if they're doing TB testing that day?
I don't think the buses run at that time.
Yeah, they don't. They won't be able to wait for you, and that will really heave them off. So get yourself a license. Let's add that one in there. Car license, tick. Or someone who can drop you there reliably. Yeah, put an advert up. Say what you're interested in, what you're looking for. So, hi, I'm Maria Warren. I'm 23 years old. I'm just putting this advert up to try my luck. I'm within the Cornwall area. Put your actual location. I've got experience on a beef, sheep and arable farm. That's what I would put. Or you say, I haven't got any experience at all. I'd like to put that out there first. I really
very willing to learn.
Yeah, very willing to learn. Very keen. Be honest, though. Don't say I'm a quick learner if you're not a quick learner. Just say I'm a determined learner.
Yeah.
Instead,
or practical learner.
Yeah,
or
they're going to be really annoyed if you lie about it. They want to know what you are straight away from the advert. And you'll end up on a potentially the right farm for you straight away if you're really honest.
Can I also add, sometimes I personally think in certain farms you're better going in with a head with no knowledge because you haven't got the bad traits from other farms that you might have picked up. Yeah. Other farms might do things differently and they don't want to do it that way.
As
and
my dad
would,
as my dad and grandpa would say, you're easy to mould.
Yes.
Yes.
And people like that.
Yeah, because then you do it their way.
Yeah.
A lot of farms are set in their ways. They've got things that work for them. They don't want to try new things because why fix something if it's not broken? So they would like that if you're easy to mould.
So that it's not a bad thing that you don't have experience.
No, not at all. And that's why we're doing this, to help people who don't have experience.
Definitely. And I also found really random. I used to sometimes go with my friends, obviously really lucky if you've got friends within the industry, but I used to go with one of my friends lambing, milking, doing whatever. Like she'd just be like, do you want to come with me today? And I'd be like, and I've got nothing else to do.
Through Young Farmers, you can achieve that. So let's go back to the Young Farmers bit, add something on there. As a young person, if you make a friend within agriculture, you can then go, when they invite you over, you could be like, oh, can we go and see the cattle or the sheep? And then if they say they got lambing coming up, just be like, oh, can I come over for lambing? You've got your experience.
Literally. And
you're picking it up.
Even if it's just a couple hours, it means in the middle of lambing that you could just go and get some bloody rest.
Well, even now, occasionally we'll get like a friend, whether they're 15 or 50, and they'll be like, oh, can I come and see the sheep at lambing? Or can I
have so many of them.
Yeah.
But then they want to see, obviously, I'm not quite as lucky as you guys might be, but it's, oh, can I come and help you lambing? With me, that's slightly more difficult with 12 sheep lambing to 350. But knowing something's always going to be going on the farm, just given you've always got jobs for them to do.
Yeah, exactly. So going back to if I was writing an advert on Facebook, I would pop in experience, not experienced, what license you have. I would put in what you're really interested in. So I'm ideally looking for a pig farm or a chicken farm, dairy farm, sheep farm, whatever it may be. You could put, I'm looking for a public farm. So like it could be a farm that is also a family farm shop. So you've got people that will need help with the animals there. You've also got the likes of, if you're in like mid-London or something, there's a farm in mid-London.
What?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I know. I've met a really good connection up there. He's lovely. And there is a farm in mid-London, and I'm sure they would love some staff if they haven't already got them crawling out of their ears.
That'd be so interesting to go there.
Wherever you are in the country, there is opportunities.
Yeah. Definitely.
And with the advert, I'd also put where you are. So then you can put ideally looking for accommodation, because a lot of farms will have caravans or
farm cottages
that you can stay in. So then you're there all the time. You'd also have to put your availability, when you could do.
Any other commitments.
Anything
I always think it's good to add if you've got a family or not, because it means that you've got other commitments.
Yeah.
And you can't do 24/7.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you've got young kids, let them know. Although that could be for the phone call if you get through, because that shouldn't be make or break. Yeah, I would. There's probably a few more things that I'm not thinking of that I'd also pop in there. But just let them know you're keen. Let them know you really want to do it.
Record keeping. Sometimes you can bring that from a different job, like a corporate job.
Yeah, tell them what jobs you've done beforehand.
Do you know what? Farmers aren't good at record keeping. They might need a very good record keeper.
Absolutely. And that's another way in, isn't it? There's so many different ways into agriculture. And you could even start at like a feed rep or something like that, or a farmer's merchant, and get in that way.
Like even like just little things like Mole Valley.
Yeah. Well, like Mole Valley and Wednesday, they're the two near me. I can't think of any others right now. Or Griggs or something. They have notice boards, don't they?
Yeah.
So there's also MA Griggs notice board on Facebook. You could put an advert in there. And I'd also put your interests and hobbies. They might connect with you on that. So that'll make you stand out a little bit, put a bit of your personality into the advert. But
also, I'd like to add, if you've got horses, put something about having horses, because they know you're a hard worker. You like the outdoors. Yeah. You're not going to shy away from a little bit of rain. Yeah. You're willing to pick up some poo.
Exactly. No, it's true. Yeah. There's a lot of things going on here. A lot of advice. Yeah. So these agricultural merchants like MA Griggs, Wednesday, Mole Valley, they have notice boards there. So you could put up an advert in there, like type one out or write it out or whatever, make it bright and colourful so it catches their attention, or a big title or something, and ask to put one up there.
And if you're young as well, they love youngsters.
Yeah.
You've not got a bad back.
Yeah. You've also got yellow pages.
People still use yellow pages.
We still got yellow pages. We're quite old-fashioned, though. There's a few things we've held on to.
Okay.
So you can still get yellow pages. I think now it's more online.
Yeah.
But you might be able to log up farm on there, I think it is, or something like that. And you might be able to find a farmer near you, contact details, or log it up online. You might be able to find contact details. If you put farmers near me, you could at least get a name and then put on Facebook, does anybody know this person? How do I get hold of them? Just on your personal page.
Something else I'd like to add, if you don't have Facebook.
Yeah, sorry, go on straight into Facebook.
Most people do. But if you live local to a farm and you want a bit of experience, or you're just want to learn more, a little letter.
Yeah, a letter goes a long way.
Pop it in the letterbox saying, I'm such and such. I'd like to know a bit more about farming. I'd like to get a bit of experience.
Don't forget to leave your phone number on it.
Yeah, or your address.
Yeah.
And they will most likely come back to you.
Do you know another great place to get knowledge about agriculture?
Go on.
Social media.
Oh, I love a good learn on social media.
So I do a lot of my posts. Yeah, I make errors in them. Who doesn't? I wouldn't be human if I didn't. I do a lot of posts trying to tell people, or not tell people, but help people on how to do things. So like I will talk my day through with the idea that it might help somebody pick up a new way to do something, or even if they tell me a new way to do something.
I love watching farming hacks.
Oh, yes.
On TikTok. Can we actually do a thing? Pop in the comments or message us or do whatever. Send us your farming hacks.
Yes, I would love to hear this.
We could do a whole episode on different people's farming hacks, or you can ring in and we'll play your voice notes on your farming hack.
If you're really dehydrated, you can like put your finger on a screw or a nut and get the indents. You can tell which side screwdriver you need.
I never knew that.
Not a nut, sorry.
So what, you've got to dehydrate yourself just so then you can't find...
Yeah, so
if you can't find a screw, don't dehydrate yourself.
And yeah, I put it up back along and someone was like, oh, it's because you're dehydrated. And I was like, oh, God, great.
Surely you just press on it.
I've got a finger with not as much blood flow, so it
that's quite
indents
handy.
Really easy, so I'm not dehydrated. I drink like a little fish.
Surely fish drink quite a lot.
That's what I mean. I drink loads.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was... Yeah.
You were lost for a sec.
I was
There's
getting
a lot
the wrong
going
end
on right now.
Getting the wrong end of the stick. I actually think Country Stitches at this point, we could have a whole adult section.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, can we have some merch to go and find our new jobs with Country Stitches?
So let's get back to Country Stitches, actually. These guys are such a beautiful small business, aren't they?
They're only based in Somerset as well. So for us,
hometown for Abby.
for us, it's only local and only up the road, only up the M5. So it is lovely for us to support a small business.
Ran by a single woman. I say single, not single. It is ran by a solo woman band. She does an incredible job getting these designs
Girl
out there.
boss.
Woohoo! Fully support that. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook. She's got a website, www.countrystitchessomerset.co.uk.
And like I said, we would love to see your pictures with your children or your own mugs or your own merch, whatever you get from her. Please tag us in it because we'd love to see it.
The designs are so original. I just don't know how she comes up with them.
Can we backtrack and not add that in? Because I'm genuinely petrified. If I see more of her stuff, I'm just going to keep buying.
Sure. Please could you block Abby on your profile?
Because if I see anything ballet, I just buy it. I'm like that girl that if you see something with a Highland cow, they just buy it, and I am like that with ballets.
Yeah, I get that. I've got friends that I see Highland cow stuff and I'll buy it for them. I'm Hereford cow.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, it is.
It's an addiction. Anyway, anything in particular for girls?
Don't make a big fact of the point that you're a female. Like, don't make a big point that you're a female.
It's actually a good thing sometimes because you've got better traits than males.
Especially for lambing and especially for
little
milking. Because it's actually, I'm not saying this because I'm like, oh, men shouldn't be in the parlour. Absolutely they should be. But it's scientifically proven that women make cattle produce more milk because they are calmer. And
I never knew that.
Like a human, when they're breastfeeding, if they're calmer and more like, just more relaxed, they'll produce more milk, and it's the same with a cow. So a woman is, because of the natural maternal instinct and different hormones going on, they're naturally calmer. So they'll speak to the cows calmer, and after a time the cows will be like, oh, they're on milking, and then they'll just be calmer with it and produce more. But that's a fun fact for you.
Oh, I like a good fun fact.
I won't charge you a £5 for that one.
But hold on, you're doing stuff that should be in the episode with the farming hacks as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you got me onto farming hacks. Now I'm stuck in there.
No, but like I said, females, little hands for lambing.
They can see you're a female from your profile, from your name.
If you're called Sam, they don't necessarily know.
No,
I don't know. No.
Lots of love from the lady down the road.
Yeah. Not make a big deal out of it. There's nothing that you can't do that a male can do.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, they might be able to lift a little bit more.
I really do feel and hope we've gone past that point in time where it's a big thing to be a woman in agriculture. I cannot tell you how much joy it brings me to see so many people like online or around the area that are females farming.
But I've got, I don't know whether you've seen, there have been a few messages about us trying to talk about women in agriculture and the difficulties. We actually don't want to talk about it. We don't want to make a whole episode on it anyway, because we don't feel
there's too much of a stigma anymore. Like, don't get me wrong,
there's still little bits
I will get comments on social media, oh, get back in the kitchen, mate, I would if I could. I freaking love bacon. But get back in the kitchen, or you're a woman, what do you know, things like that. Like, I get my sexist comments from social media. If I went to the livestock market, everyone would, not everyone, but males would try and make a conversation with me. The females would try and make a conversation with me.
You would still be well accepted.
It's not a case that you're a female within agriculture. It's maybe a case that you're a newbie within it and you haven't made those connections yet. You can't go into a wedding venue and expect everyone to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. If you haven't met them before.
Yeah.
That you need to network before you can feel seen.
Definitely. Just prove them wrong. That's all we say. Yeah. We don't feel there's a whole episode. You've just got to prove whoever you want wrong. I also personally don't think I'm the person who should talk about certain elements of women and farming and being sexualized. That's just not a topic that I want to go into because I don't think I'm helping the situation.
You never went into OnlyFans with the impression that it was going to be frowned upon as an industry.
No, I wasn't going there to cause aggro drama, anything like that.
I feel like anyone that comments on that is just looking at it from the wrong way. I find your stuff really empowering.
Do you?
Yeah, like I think that lady is embracing herself, like
diversification.
She is a sexy woman, like on that tractor, just loving life, bringing in money, like you said, diversification. And I take my hat off to that. I really cannot see why people get
Do you think
about it?
I've put a step backwards on?
Why would I think that?
I get quite a few comments, and obviously the sexualization with women within the industry. And I just wanted to see it from another person's point of view.
As a woman, I feel like a sexy character every now and then. Why shouldn't that be embraced?
That hair.
I mean, woohoo! But men put up thirst traps. The only part of a man that you can sexualize is a penis, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can't put pictures of that up.
It's not that sexy.
You can't. Boxer pictures aren't, like, as a female, a willy isn't that attractive. Put your mole rat away. I don't want to see it. But as a female, like, even I can recognise that someone's got a good pair of tits on them. That is sexualised to a certain extent, isn't it? But I'm not going to cut my tits off just to stop sexualising it.
Ethic.
I've even had it where I've been, like, getting comments from, like, people that are thirst hungry. And all I've got on is a vest top. What do you want me to wear in 30-degree heat? Humid as hell. Like, I'm not going to put plasters over my boobies just to film a video.
No, and I can't remember, somebody else spoke about them getting more views with the less clothes that they have on. It's just inevitable. That is just the general population. That's not just in farming.
And it's just natural, isn't it?
Yeah.
Men like boobs. We've got boobs. It's natural.
And there's little things that men do that we think are sexy. Not many, but...
Men. No, joking. I love men. You like men's hands?
Do you?
Like, I shouldn't really say much. I've got little cocktail sausages at the moment.
Like big, beefy hands.
I like it when I can see their veins and, like...
What about at their
bones.
arms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Big shoulders.
Yeah.
Big arms.
Are we talking about Matthew? Woohoo.
I've seen Matthew's arse this week. That's a whole... We have gone well off track. Hold on. Can we just
go back to how we get into agriculture?
Actually, no. I feel that just needs to be explained. Actually, should we just take that all out?
No, let's keep it. Let's keep them wondering why you saw Matthew's bottom.
I don't even know how it actually happened, but Mira sent me a picture.
He's also sending Abby an invoice for the sites that she saw.
Yes.
The tables have turned.
I feel I need to be paid just to see that.
Right. What is your next question of how to get into agriculture? You don't also have to be based on a farm, like on a particular farm. You don't have to be the whole farm. You don't have to be on the same farm. You can contract milk. You can contract shepherdess. Or shepherd. You can contract with machinery.
Yeah. Relief milking, anything like that. I was going to add something and now it's completely got out of my brain. Oh, something I'd like to add. This is for the people that are already in farming though, so slightly off topic. Please remember you don't have to stay at the farm that you were born into. You can go off and get more, well, not more opportunities, but different opportunities on different farms and still come back.
The amount of things I picked up whilst large animal veterinary nursing or when I was on these other farms milking or at college.
And brought back to the farm.
Helping lamb on other people's farms. The amount of things I've brought back are so valuable.
Yeah.
And even being comfortable within the farm you're already on, it's so worth finding out how other people do it. And like travelling abroad and everything else, like
seeing different farms, how they
There's,
run. They
Facebook
also
pages as well if people want to travel out to like the likes of New Zealand or America, or there's agency companies that help.
Be careful
traveling.
with agencies companies because I have heard a few people get scammed.
Well, I will find out which one my sister used and I will drop it in
The
2 episodes time. I reckon I'll probably drop it.
We'll drop it in the description.
In the description.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find out from my sister which agency she used to travel to New Zealand and we'll drop it in the description.
I think also we'll try and repost anything on our own platforms. If we see something that's like, oh, here's an advert, you don't need any experience, I think might be worthwhile us sharing that.
We'll share it to the Farm Her Files on Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll share it to our page on there.
So then if it's local to you, you might be able to go there, get a bit of experience and what have you, and just, yeah.
This makes me so excited that we could be helping someone get into the industry as we speak.
Could you imagine? That
Can you let us know if you get
if this
success?
has actually been helpful?
Yeah.
We might have just been jibber jabbering for ages, and this is helpful to no one. I would like to think it is.
I have helped 80 people get into the industry confirmed. Like they've come back to me and said, So I'm really hoping this episode will at least help one person.
Fingers crossed.
That's over a long period of time, though.
We probably should have done this actually before college start date, but this is just how it fell. Yeah.
And if you are already on a farm and you want to know how to help, so you could be in a situation where you're like, well, my dad already farms, my mum already farms, or my uncle, or whatever it may be, already has a farm, but I don't feel like I fit in anywhere. I would say that to them. I would literally be like, I really want to do something. I don't feel like there's a job I feel safe enough or educated enough to do yet. Would you be able to spend some time showing me how to do it so I can integrate myself into the farm and help you out a bit more?
There's no harm in asking.
Other jobs you could do is go stone picking in a field, unless you're farming stones, and leave them be.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good.
I seagull farm sometimes, loads of seagulls in my field. Yes, you can go stone picking, pick up big stones in the field that will stop any grass or anything from growing. You can go and check fences or whatever, put some cord on them and try and stop them from falling apart. What else could you do, Abby? What are a few jobs we can think of?
I think we've literally gone through pretty much every farm you can think of. Every job on the farm that you can think of.
Yeah.
Like I said, just let us know if we have helped, who we've helped. And also, if you do have a job available for somebody, say you're just listening to this just to listen to us go on. If you have a farm or you work on a farm that has a job available that doesn't need experience, drop us a message. We can put it out there.
Or that does. We could help someone who wants to move farms.
Yeah.
Or wants to gain more experience.
Well, we're just going to have a whole job advert group in a minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, tag us in them. We will share them for you guys, and hopefully we'll do some farm matchmaking.
On that note, we are going to leave it to it this week. Obviously, if you've got any questions on how to get into the industry that we haven't already addressed, drop us a message. We'll get back to you. And
if we don't get back to you, just know that we'll include it in an episode in the future.
Definitely. Well, thank you for listening, and hopefully we have helped a few of you out there.
Bye for now.
Bye.